Welcome to my channel. When I bought this short, I thought, oh, this short's supposed to be so comfortable. And we have this. And it's extremely not comfortable. So that was last chance in January. I think that it looks a little bit old kind of, yeah, but this blouse perfectly fit for this book, Theo of Golden. Probably many of you heard about this book. Now it's extremely popular, right? And I was asked ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, why this book is so trendy for now. Because when I finished to read it, I had no idea why it's so popular. What is so special about this book? AI struggled also to give me the answer for my question, why it's so trendy. So far I didn't find anything in this book what it would be so good. It's a simple story, a simple idea. AI mostly say that because people tired of thrillers and detectives and other these fast genres, so they want something slower, something cute, so they choosing this book. Right? For me, it's very similar to Japanese book. If you ever read a Japanese book, you know they mostly divided for two directions. One of them is about old men and little girls. And second way, it's cute, cozy genre. They even have this special name. I think it's called kawaii, right? So if you ever read kawaii, you know what I mean. And this book, it belongs to this genre, kawaii. Cute story, has something simple philosophy, extremely popular, easy to read, and that's a short story what it is in this book. For those who haven't read it yet, spoilers ahead because for me it's even no spoilers was in the book because it was pretty obviously from the beginning how it would be, what it would be about, right? So how I said before, it's no intrigue in this book. So what we have, old man who is 86 years old, he moved to the small town what is called Golden. He came to a little cafe, ordered coffee, look at the wall, and the whole wall of portraits. And he asked, what is this portrait, why no one buy it? And behind every portrait he found a name who is on this portrait. So he has this great idea that he will buy portraits and give them to the people who is owners. So mostly the story tells us how he is meeting with new people and give them for free their portraits, right? And in the same time he is listening to them, he is doing some simple good stuff to them and in some way changing their life. He met with some student from musician college who played cello. And one day he gave him a new cello. Also he met with some homeless woman and she doesn't have home obviously, right? But she is very smart. And he met with some man who is daughter and wife. They had car accident, wife died, but daughter has some injuries in her leg. So Theo invited some famous expensive doctor who could help this little girl. At the end he died and people in the Golden, they find out, surprise surprise, right, that he is extremely rich man and he is famous artist who has his own gallery, his own collection. Theo had his family before, wife and daughter, and wife and daughter they were in the car accident and they died. So he is grieving a lot about them, and after some time he decided to visit Golden because long time ago when he was young he met with another young girl and they spent time together. And when Theo became famous, I didn't want to have all this fame, so she decided to break up with him. So she moved to Golden, married there, but after some time she sent to Theo letter that he actually has son, but she asked him never show up. And eventually she died, and here's Theo, 86 years old, he decided to see his son. So he had a beautiful cozy last years in the Golden with many friends, and that's what is the end of the story. First, what I really like is this phrase: the less food in the kitchen, the more I'll get out, the more I'll see, and the better off I'll be. And that's actually a very cool idea, right? Because he usually didn't have food inside of the home, so he went to some cafe, some restaurants. He is kind of talkative with his grandpa, and he talked with other people, built new connections. What we probably all struggle in these days, it's hard to build new connections. So this is one of the way. It just go to the cafe, to restaurant, and meet with some new people. I expected that probably main character Theo, he will find friends, maybe some build families there, and in general he will find happiness there, and it would be kind of happy end as a book. Or maybe he would be happy last days and he will die when he's sleeping. Fortunately for me, it's the most doesn't make sense death, right? But I kind of understand why it's happened. Probably author wanted to show how important for Theo was all this art, right? Because who doesn't know, Theo died because at night he heard some noises outside, so he went to the balcony of his apartment, what is located in the downtown, and he seen that this woman who is homeless, who is his friend, and another his friend, student with the cello, they're fighting with some hooligans, and these hooligans, they broke bicycle of this homeless woman, and he already start to scream, no, stop, don't do it, help, someone help. That one of hooligans, he took cello and start to break it. He had so much emotions that he is fall down from the balcony, and that's how he died. For me, it's doesn't make sense for this book, this death, but I think after just try to show how much important for this old man was art. And when he sees that cello, what he gave to this young boy, broke his heart, his soul, and obviously his body became broke too. We wanted to bring more sense to something what we quite not sure why it's happened, right? To bring some more deep sense to this. So I hope that it's one way what is after try to show death like this. Theo, every time when he is meeting with some people, he says that he prefer give than receive, and I agree with this in some way, but also I understood that probably pretty nice to give something when you have something. It's can be not only something material, but also it can be something mental, right? How Theo did, sometimes he just listening others, and it's already what changes in their life. Very cool if you have this experience in the train. When you spend in the train a couple days, you just start to talk with them, and you know that you can save them absolutely everything, because probably you never seen them again. And that's cool to talk to strangers, right? Because you can share some deep thoughts with them, something what you can share with your relatives and friends. You wouldn't be so worried what they think about this, because probably you wouldn't see them anymore. And especially it was really cool for the people who came to meet with this old man, and they understood that he who is interested in their life, who has time to listen them, they can share something with him, and probably they never meet him again. And if you talk about something, you already can see situation from the different angle, right? It's even not important that someone give you some advice or some idea. It's more important than when you talk to someone about something, you can see from the different angle, and you can have already some idea what to do. I feel sadness when I read how Theo Theo sent letters to other people and say, here's, I have a portrait, I won't just give it for you for free because it belongs to you. And mostly people, they have suspicious, and I understand them because in this cruel world it's hard to don't have suspicious of something, right? And some people even didn't show up to the meeting, right? Because they thought that it's scam or something like this. It's so much bad stuff going on in the world, but also it's so much good stuff going on in the world. But our nature is about make accent for the bad, right? And when someone want to do something good for you, you easily can miss it because you have so much suspicion. Nothing good can happen with you just for free. You need for everything good what has happened to you, you need to pay for this. Another main idea of the book, what I think, is to make many kind stuff to others, right? And it can be just like some simple stuff, right? You can give something little, you can listen someone, right? You can give advice. It can even mean nothing, right? But it can be change the destiny of other people, right? It's what has happened in the book. Sometimes he didn't do nothing, he just sitting, he just listening. So book is another reminder that don't forget to do one little kind stuff for the day. Topic about portraits, it was another what is very interesting, I think. I never thought about this, but I read some article that usually people around us, they see us more beautiful in 5-10 times, so then we think about ourselves, right? And it's of course makes sense because you can see yourself every day, a few times per day in the mirror. Every little wrinkle what is on your face, you know every silver hair, so you concentrate for every little thing of your face, of your body, of your hair, of everything, but people around you, they mostly see just a general picture, and when they look at their portrait, they couldn't believe sometimes that it's them, or they look so kind, or they look so sad, or they look so beautiful, right? And in some way it's interesting to make portrait of you and you can see how you look like. It was many situations when Theo showed them portrait and they had shocked how they look like, how others see them. They had shocked when Theo say, I see that you're such a strong man, I see that you have sadness in your eyes, so probably it's something happened, it's really something happened. And when they sharing, they understood how they feel better. And when they see their portraits, they see that they can do much more than they thought before. Actually, was really interesting about this old man that he was so much interested of life around, of people around. And I think when, of course, when you're young, you're supposed to be active and to be interested in everything. But I think when you're young, it's easy to do than when you're old, because then older we became, then more slower we became, more peaceful we will become, right? And it's hard to stay active and be interested about people around you, about life around you. And that's what Theo showed, that he very interested of the life, he very interested of the people with who he talk. He wanted to listen their story, he wanted to learn them. He all the time tried to learn something new. He tried to be active, he tried to do sport, he tried to be social, to be in some way. Probably it's easier when you have money, right? And it's another what it shows on the book, what it was of course very cute, that he has a lot of money and he could just make others' lives better than it is, maybe just a little bit, but it already would be so much difference in their future. Another great idea of the book, that art is not just a beautiful picture, it's not just a beautiful music, but art, it's what is may help you a little bit slow your life. life, right? Because we all know that nowadays it's everything in the rush. We are rushed to do absolutely everything. We know that we have short life, right? And we try as fast as possible. And here you are, you just look at some random portrait and you just think who is this person was, what he did in his life, or maybe you just listen to music, right? You just stop and you just feel this music. Take your time to go to some galleries, to go to museums, to go to the concerts, to the theater. This book is 1 star. I still understand why everybody want to read it so much. I didn't know what it's about this book. I knew that something about portraits, and I love art. Sometimes I paint in some pictures and I very enjoy to do it. So of course I expect that it would be some interesting story, but in general, this book is just simple story about old man who is extremely rich and he do some good stuff. I tried my best to find some deep sense of this book, some interesting ideas of this book, but still everything what I said previously in this video, it's what we know. Maybe it would be a good reminder, but still everything is very simple. It was interesting about Theo's first girlfriend, right, who is decided that she doesn't want to have all this fame. She wants to have quite peaceful life. And she broke up with Theo and moved to another little town. To be famous, it's a very huge burden. Everyone will know you, everyone will make pictures, videos, and all the stuff to you, and that's less freedom, of course. At the same time, her future son, he had obviously less opportunities than if he would be growing in the rich family with his real father, right? Probably it would be much different. This book has very many flaws, and if you know why it became so famous, what it is so much special in this book for you, please let me know, left your comments. I would be very interested to read it. Thank you that you've been today with me, and see you on my next video.